Hey guys, Heavy Owns 45 here. Now, this one's gonna be run late. Why is it late? Because I was lazy. I couldn't think of anything for a while. So I just thought of something I could do. And so this is coming out a day later than what it normally should be. But I hope y'all do enjoy. Now, last week, um, I was able to find someplace that had an old anime a friend showed me. Back when I was in college, this guy showed me this anime that I was about it. I wasn't really sure about it, but I decided to go back and try and find it, and I finally did. The name of the anime is called Genshiken. Now, it's not a very attractive name, but it brings up some stuff that I thought about the people that watch anime. Like this was when I was a, I've I think about this point, I hadn't been to an anime convention yet, so I didn't think of how anime convention. In watching now, I'm also seeing that it wasn't as I guess you say wholesome as I thought it'd be because this Genshiken came out in like 2005, I want to say, and with the way Genshiken was made, it was made to where it it shows different levels of otaku, and that's really what I want to talk about. In the show, they showed that each person in this group, of and the group's name is Genshiken, has their own way of being a otaku, which that's what they usually call anybody who watch anime. And I don't mean just like I have a I kind of watch anime. I mean like you seriously watch anime all the time. You like know every character by heart, like Tekken 101. But I like listening to Tekken. Tekken telling stories of Bleach and One Piece and all his theories. Him and Joy Boy and I'm trying to think of other. Oh yeah, anime balls deep. I like listening to them. They give me something to enjoy when I listen to them, and I hope that when y'all listen to me, y'all enjoy what y'all hearing from me too. And I would love for y'all to check them out because I like to give y'all enjoyment out of not just what I like to listen to, but what other people have to say too. And they actually do have some great theories on different shows. They talk about One Piece, Boruto. Um, I'm trying to think of other ones that they've done. Oh yeah, I also like listening to Self the Program, but people disagree with me on the outcomes that Self the Programmer says because he does a lot of things that deals with versus battles and power scaling. And I'm on his side about power scaling is not crap. So that's why I'm gonna leave it at. But watching Genshiken, you see how deep otaku can go. There's one person in the club that is big on he he's not the one who does the cost. I mean, he's the one who makes the costumes. He's not the one who wears the costume. And there's another girl who she loves cosplaying, and it reminds me of people that I knew back when I was in college. I knew a girl that she loved anime so much that literally her only request for somebody that she was to date was that he had to like anime. He didn't have to be attractive, make a lot of money, have his own car, have his own place. Just be able to like anime. That's the only requirement. And then she was like, "You could have been there." And I'm digressing, but it was simple like that. And her thing was that she loved to dress up as different people. And one of her favorite people was being Major from Ghost in the Shell. You know, so I knew an otaku like that. She would do it. She, as far as I know, never went to a con, but she would just do this around the school campus. Like it wasn't even Halloween. She would do this. Like it was awesome though. I'm tired of saying no no. So I'm gonna stop. So there's one guy, like I said, that makes costumes. There's one person who is a cosplay. She will cosplay anything that he makes. And later on the show, she actually gets jealous because he made a costume for somebody that wasn't her. Because she's like, he only got out of me. Why in the world you making costume for somebody else? And it come to find out, she he made a costume for one of the boys in there for selfie because I guess he had such a girlish figure. Um, then you had a person that was big on drawing things. He loved to draw characters that he saw in the anime and them doing different things. And let me go ahead and get that way. Chicken is cool, but it with their level of otaku, they like to buy for the most part custom magazines of different characters in what's the best way to put it? Yeah, adult positions. It's not full. It's like one level from being. It's the comic books that they had. I mean, the mangas that they had got were some were etchy, some were straight on hentai. That is not what I was interested, but it gets to my point. You had people in that like they were dedicated to the idea of adult mangas. Then you had the people who were focused on model building. Like they took special care on how they made their model and like the amount of work. And like you had one whole episode just about somebody who dropped a they dropped one of these figures that was created, and they didn't think anybody was like, oh, it just fell off. And they're like, no, you didn't put it down right. You put it on an uneven surface, and you and I know people who like to do model build, and they are very proud of them. They have like I about to say a wall. They have shelves full of figures that they've built, and they're proud of every single one of them. They like the details that they color into it because each for my part, Gundams that my friends have, they they don't just leave them the colors that they were originally. Or if they do, they put fine detail into it. They try and make sure that there's no bleed over in the paint. Each one of the sections has its own paint job. So it's like literally like you're uh coloring a car, like you're putting paint on the car. You're making sure that different sections have the color that you want, or that it shines if you want to. And they do, and some of them take their little X-Acto knives and make different edgings into it, so it's theirs. It's an original creation by them, that they're able to form it in the way they want it to and make it look more, like I said, personal. Another person is the person who plays video game is the goddamn pro. Um, what the characters in? He's like he is oblivious to everything else. He is smiling all the time. Nothing really bothers him. The only thing he wants to do is watch anime and play video game. If someone says, "Hey, we're gonna go play games," he's the only one in the club that has a girlfriend, and he will be like, "Okay, I'll come too." He will leave his girlfriend to go play games, you know. And the joke of the whole show is that he's actually the most attractive person in the Genshiken group, but he just wants to play anime. I mean, he's such a otaku nerd, and his girlfriend, by some reason, because she wants to stay close to him, is always in the clubhouse. She's always there in their room where they all meet up, and she hates the otakus, and she hates that people call her an otaku because she stays with them. So, but that's the thing about anime. Everyone has their own thing. Like I've tried to cosplay. I am not a major cosplay. I remember on Sci-Fi they had a show where you follow cosplayers as they literally go on stage as their characters and stuff like that. I've never been able to make a character that detailed. Like there was one time I dressed up as Barrett, and it was cool being Barrett, but I never played. I was brought up on And if you've seen my thing earlier on my video game system, I went from Super to 64 to Xbox. Well, Super to 64 to Dreamcast to Xbox. I never dealt with PlayStation. So, with not playing with PlayStation, I have not ever played um, any Final Fantasy game. Well, yeah, I have not played any Final Fantasy game. So, when it came to me being buried, I had a lot of people that was like, they're like, "You're a blackberry, you're a blackberry," and I'm like, "Yeah," because later on, as I was walking through, I saw a white bear, and I saw a couple people that made Tifa look real good, and I wish I had saw that. But I have seen Advent Children. I think I'll get a slight pass on my otaku resume for that, but I haven't seen Akira. Anime blasphemy. We have already talked about that one. But, being otaku is just so full of energy. Like when you can really dedicate, like they when they talk about being otaku in this anime, they're sacrificing stuff like not eating, like they don't get certain amount of foods. They don't buy a lot of expensive clothes. They have a budget on what they're going to spend on doing their otaku stuff of getting mangas and all this stuff, and they have what they know their budget actually is. And so it's kind of cool watching it and seeing, like, when I see some of my friends that I have now. Not all of them is otaku. Well, not all of them is otaku, but all of them are not the same kind. I do have friends who love to draw stuff. I don't know if they've ever sold any of the drawings they make, but I think that if they want to, they could actually do a booth themselves and sell off pictures that they've created, and it would be very interesting. I would love to see that at the Anime Blues, but they haven't did it. But I've seen them cosplay too, and they've done some anime character. They did some children characters. Like I've seen some people do Ed and Eddie. I've seen people do their own form of Deadpool. I have seen people, like, there are so many things that you can do when it comes to being a otaku who loves to cosplay, because you can have a person that does a different costume every day, or a person who does a different costume every 4 hours because one of them that they wore was too hot. Everyone has their own thing, and it's great about going to a convention, because when you're at a convention, you get to see how other people interpret this character. Like, maybe no one, this person might not be the same, like I said about Tifa. This person might not be the same figure as Tifa, but they can still make it work. You have people who do gender swaps of Deku, which is awesome. It's cool to see Deku as that, or you seeing a black All Might still with the blonde hair but black. It's something different and original that that these people have to enjoy doing because they're doing it. Been in you can get inspiration from a lot of different things when you're trying to watch it. And Genshiken was one of the ones that, because of the because now that I think about it, I did remember somewhat about their adult stuff. So I thought that all people who liked anime were giant pervs, and all of us are not giant pervs. We're just, I'd say not all of us. Okay, don't just judge me on that, but we just enjoy anime. Like, we can talk for hours about anime and specific characters that we just love seeing. Like, I have a friend who literally has adopted Deku as her son, and we already know that Deku has his own mama. I know somebody who has said that they would blow Bakugo's mama's back out if they had the chance. And these people ain't even real people, but You have, and that is, I guess you could say, the extreme way of looking at it. But everyone has their own way of looking at the characters. Um, I am when it comes to otaku and what they say about them. I'm trying to figure out what kind I'll be. I'm not. I'm not the knowledgeable otaku because I don't know everything about them. But I am probably otaku that will go through different animes and tell you what he thinks of them. And for a long time, I tried to be off the grid. I wanted to do animes that you never heard of. But I'm realizing that a lot of stuff that I'm watching now are things that have become popular. Because I will fight against popularity for a long time, which is stupid. I know. Because she's like, well, this is popular right now. I'm not finna watch that. Like, it it took me a while to watch My Hero Academia. Like, literally, My Hero Academia was done with its first season, about to get ready for the second season. And I just so happened to go hang out with my friend, and he was watching it with his girlfriend. And I was like, all right, I'll sit here and see what it is. And I started looking at it, and it had me interested. That's how I got into Naruto. I didn't know who in the world Naruto was. Like, when I first ran into Naruto, the only anime that I had really watched through was Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, Gundam Wing, all that was on the Toonami block. But and aka popular. But it wasn't until my friends were watching it because we had suddenly got our dorm room together that I actually saw Naruto, and I started watching Naruto from there. Like, okay, because I started in the middle of tuning exam. They're like, no, no, you ain't finna start in the middle of tuning exam. You need to start at the beginning. So while watching the episodes as they go on, like literally the first exam of the tuning exam is where I started watching it with them, and they had me go back and watch the first, I want to say 70 episodes, because it was deep into the story by the time you get to where they had the tuning exam. And so I had to watch that just so I had to watch the beginning, just get caught up on who this boy is named Naruto and why is Sasuke such a dick. Um, at one point I was team Sakura and Naruto. I was like, okay, she hate him so much that eventually they don't get together. Because it's the American nerd way of thinking. Like Steve Urkel got with Laura in Family Matters. You just think that everybody that has a problem with each other, eventually, like what Steve said, I'm wearing you down, baby. I'm wearing you down. You just think that this person don't finally wear him down. And technically in the end, Naruto did wear her down. But by that point, I had already switched my ship to over to Naruto liking Hinata, because Hinata was so cute and sweet and so much not what Sakura was. Because, Hinata actually believed in him. And I knew that she was attractive, but he didn't. And that was the funny part. um, but yeah, I I'm one of those otaku that will examine anime. I love going to the conventions. I love taking pictures at the conventions. I don't do it that often because the one, I might miss a shot. One, I'm trying to be social with my friends because they might be trying to go someplace else, and I'll see some. I'm like, next time I see a person, they have a different costume. I'm like, no. um, but yeah, it's fun being a otaku, and yes, I will claim to be a otaku. And if my definition of otaku is wrong, write in the comments, because I like to hear what y'all think, but y'all don't tell me anything, so that's cool anyway. But thank you for listening. Thank you for following me down this rabbit hole. Check out my friends on Twitch if they doing videos. Just follow them whenever they do something. I'm sure you'll hear it. And I'll catch y'all later.